we have a different concept of loyalty, I think, in the West. I heard that yiqi is like loyalty, righteousness, plus brotherhood. Is that how you would define it too in Chinese? Yeah. And so I think the Eastern concept of loyalty and the Western concept of loyalty is just a little different, and that's okay. And because we're more independent, I honestly don't think we have as much loyalty in the West as in the East. Of course, there's different cultures. There's many people in America who are also from an Asian background, so I also think it depends on the family and depends on the person too. I think loyalty is being faithful to someone, maybe making some sacrifices for them, yeah, and not turning our back on anyone. Being consistent in friendship with that person. And I think those kind of friends are hard to find. So finding a loyal friend is really, really a treasure. I've heard a lot of stories about maybe someone at work, in a Taiwanese workplace, taking the blame for a mistake that their colleague did, and then seeing that as a really big sacrifice that they made for their colleague, or defending their friends in certain ways, if their friend is offended or if their friend is wrong, standing up for people that they love. Someone who will really be with you through the good times and the bad times. For example, during that time period, women and children. So knights would defend weaker people, or knights would do loyal things to defend their kingdom. And these days, word chivalry is more thought of as between men and women sometimes, like if a man is being gentlemanly towards a woman. So when I hear the word brotherhood, I think of men maybe fighting side by side, like in the military movie Saving Private Ryan, or guys to have like a pack of other guys to run with, if guys can have great friends that can influence them in a good way. I think that's great. I think it's super interesting that when you look at that character, there's the sheep on top, the character for I at the bottom, and I think of lamb over me. What does that signify? And some people say that some characters in Chinese, and not only this character but some other characters too, might carry some Christian symbolism historically, which is super interesting. And so when I see this character, I think of the Lamb of God, who is Jesus Christ, over me. So when I think of righteousness, I think of God's sacrifice for me, for Him sending His Son, Jesus Christ, who we refer to as the Lamb of God. And so I like to submit myself to the Lamb of God and to follow Him. 我觉得比较少一点. In America, also like telling the truth is really important. Like if there was a way to also like tell the truth of what really happened in that situation and make a sacrifice for my colleague, then I would be willing to do that. You know,